Hi folks, welcome back to Conan Exiles. This is episode 10 of the Beginner's Guide series, and in this episode we're going to discuss the Purge and Purge defences. But before we do that, I just want to get you a little update on what's been happening off camera since we last saw you. And if I just pan up slightly, we have a point on the end of our roof. So if you remember in the last episode, we had issues getting the corner pieces here and here to go in, and that was purely a stability thing. So the stability coming from the foundations up through the walls and the sloped ramps, there was just zero stability for those pieces up there. When I've built a pyramid like this before, the central column of foundations, I usually have that going right from the floor right up to the very top. But on this one I was trying to keep a 5x5 blank space in this area up here, so that I can hopefully put a religious altar in there. So I didn't have the final bit of stability coming from foundations going right to the top. So what I had to do was make a little bit of modifications inside here. And as you can see, the central pillar has now completely disappeared, and I've replaced that by a single set of stairs. And I've taken these four pillars that go from the very bottom foundation and they go up to that level there, and that provides enough stability over that whole 5x5 roof to allow me to get pieces right to the top. So when I go up to the top here and check that, that one has got 20. That one's got 10. So we've got enough. I'm leaving that little hole for one of two reasons. For some reason they don't give you a cap piece for this build set. There is, if we go into feats and go to building roofs, there is a thatch cap, but that's it. So you would have to put a thatch cap on top of the stone. But also we're planning on having the beam of light coming out of there, so I'm quite happy to leave that as is. The other thing that we've done is I took the horse, which is now called Storm, hello Storm, and we ran all the way back to the base down on the river, and we picked up Senk, and we also picked up all of our thralls that we captured in Sinner's Refuge. So they're now up and working on their various stations as they should be, which helps. Right, and I've also done quite a bit of resource gathering. So I've made a whole pile of brick, I've made a whole pile of iron, I've made a whole pile of shaped wood, and I've used a lot of the iron to make a whole pile of iron reinforcements just to speed up this episode. Also, I quite like that stairs. So the stair is now in the middle coming down, and I've just boxed it off. Stuck a little cook underneath the stairs. We'll go to upgrade that later on. Okay. Don't think there's anything else that we've done in here. Right, so the Purge. What is the Purge and what do we do about it? So the Purge is a PvE mechanic that anything you do in the game, if I go into our character, builds this Purge meter. So it says over time the Purge meter will fill up. When the Purge meter fills to the line, the Purge starts spawning. Actions like building, killing, and crafting will increase the rate at which the Purge meter fills. So everything you do in the game slowly increases this Purge meter, and it's getting up there. When it first hits this line here, you're then at risk of getting a random Purge at any time in the game, unless you go into the settings and Purge times. Again, that'll continue to build up until you get a Purge. And what a Purge is that the game will randomly pick a base, and a base I think is pretty much characterized as a building with foundations. So if you've just got a couple of foundations with a wheel of paint on it, for example, it could class that as a base and it could attack that base. But in my experience, it tends to pick the one that has got the most usage at, so therefore your biggest base. So my main base tends to be the one that gets attacked all the time. Very rarely do you get other ones attacked. And what happens is waves of NPCs or creatures that are appropriate to the area of the purge will come and attack you. And depending on how difficult you set it, that dictates how many waves and what level of creatures and NPCs will come and fight you. So it's a bit like a PvP raid, but it's computer controlled NPCs and creatures that attack you. The level of the purge that you get is based on the area of your map. So if you're down in the sort of bottom third, down here, down Noob River, halfway up, over the desert here, you'll get a relatively low level Defari hyena purge type deal, and a tier 1 building will be able to survive that purge. If you're in the middle section of the map, so where we are, across the top end of the savannah and into the jungle over here, you'll get a tier 2 level purge, and therefore you'll need tier 2 level buildings to withstand it. If you've got tier 1 buildings and they attack it, they will destroy those buildings and anything inside them. And then up in the top map, up in the highlands and up towards the snow and the volcano, that'll be a tier 3 level purge, and you'll need tier 3 building pieces in order to survive that, and anything below that will get destroyed. So we are in the tier 2 zone, but we have tier 1 building pieces. I'll pretty much always build my bases initially out of tier 1, just because you have to tear bits down and build in things like we found with the stability at the top. We had to rearrange a bunch of stuff. So the tier 2 and tier 3 is increasingly more expensive to build when you're playing and setting your base up. So I tend to always start with tier 1, and then once I've got it the way I want, we upgrade it to tier 2. So we're going to have to upgrade this whole building to tier 2, because if we get Purge and the Purge attacks us, they will absolutely destroy this completely. So let's look at tier 2. So if we go to construction, this apprentice mason is tier 1, so all this stuff here. And if you've got the Isla Sipta DLC, you'll get the Salvager Flotsam set, is also tier 1. They've both got the same amount of hit points and will do the same job, just a different look. So Journeyman Mason is tier 2, and that's the stone brick. And then Master Mason is tier 3, which is like the reinforced stuff, and I think there's black ice. Yeah, black ice. This is all tier 3. And once you've unlocked tier 3, any of the DLCs that you've got that give you all these other building sets, they are all tier 3 as well. So as far as I'm aware, every DLC I have, the building sets are all tier 3, but they just have a different style and look about them. But base game, we're talking about sandstone for tier 1, stone brick for tier 2, and well, the reinforced stone or black ice for tier 3. So we're going to build out of a stone brick, because stone brick, instead of just being stone and wood for tier 1, it requires brick, shaped wood and iron reinforcements to make that. So it's a lot more expensive than tier 1. Tier 3 requires hardened brick, steel reinforcements and more shaped wood, and obviously black ice for the black ice parts as well. So they are even more expensive and take a lot longer to grind the materials for that. But tier 2 will do where we are, and also the stone brick will give actually quite a nice look for our desert pyramid as well. So it'll be high enough level to withstand the purge, but also it'll do what we need it to do. So we've learned the basics of this, which will give us the walls, the foundations, pillars, roofing parts, which we won't use. So the insulated, here we go, the inverted walls. We'll also need stair maker to make the stairs, and also the stone brick ramps that we're using for the walls of our pyramid and corners. And we'll need the fence maker as well to make the fences around the first floor. Okay, right, I'm going to wait for daylight and then we're going to get crafting. Welcome back. The sun has risen, so we can actually see what we're doing. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab a bunch of brick, throw that meat out, we're going to grab a bunch of wood, and we're going to grab a bunch of iron reinforcements, and we're going to be really heavy. Oh, and punch stuff by mistake. So what we need to do is we're going to craft some foundations. So if we go to stone brick, there's a foundation. So let's start with 10 of them. We're going to need a bunch of ramps. Let's say 20 ramps. What else will we need? Some stairs. So we're going to use the stairs, normal stairs, or one with rails, which just look a bit better. I think we need 3 of them. We'll need some corners. 4? Can't remember. Let's just get some. Right, let's head outside and we'll start upgrading our base. Right, so although I've named him Darth Maul because of the spikes on his head. That's quite cool. Get him out of the way. Right, so although we've got ramps here, there is obviously that foundation behind this. So we can actually destroy this like that. Let's have a look and see what's behind here once this disappears. So we've got that wall that you'll get to inside, but then there's this row of foundations. So if we just upgrade here, depending on the AoE ability, it might hit this one, but it also might hit this foundation. So I'm wanting to upgrade that first row of foundations as well. Eventually we'll upgrade every piece in the building inside and out, just to give it a consistent look. But for the moment, I'm just going to do get the outer layer done first. So if we get attacked, the outer layer is the bit that's going to get attacked, and we'll get that protected. So if we put down there. Right, so 5. There we go. We've got a journey step for upgrading a building piece. And if you remember last time, I spent the time orientating all the building pieces to the all facing one way. This time you can see that as I'm upgrading, it's quite hard to see, but the arrow it's pointing is just there. So it's automatic, and you can just see the word outer face popping up. So it's automatically orientating it the right way. So it saves a lot of hassle going along here and doing that. Used to be that when you did this, it destroyed the piece underneath it, and then you got the sort of 50% materials back. But if you look what's happening now, it's picking up, because with the update recently that you can pick up building pieces, which you never used to be able to do. When I replace it, it actually gives me the building piece back. Let's get rid of those. I don't actually want any of them. 5. There. Oh. Run out of. Make one of them, and one of them. I think there's actually one, yeah, there's one at the bottom there as well. So let's get in and replace that one. Here we go. Okay, right, so that's that first. I'm just looking at the front edge here. We can do the rest off camera. It's going to be pretty boring to watch us do a whole pyramid. Let's move you out of the way again. Right, so let's take the ramps and start upgrading the ramps. There. And let's just pass on the heavy stuff to you so that we don't have to carry it all. There we go. 6. So you can see that because of the brick, it's a bit more refined than the sandstone that we had before. So it looks a little bit better, and it's an awful lot stronger. So if we look at this one, it's got 35,000 HP, and if we look at this one, 7,000 HP. So big upgrade. Did I make corners? I did make corners. Let's upgrade the corner as well. Five. Oh, where did that go? Ah, wrong piece. Pick up. Doesn't like to go over the top. Let's get rid of these. This. This. And fill that in. Five. There we go. Go. Right, this gives you the excess bits. Still can't walk. Okay, right, now we can do the stairs. Dismantle them. Five. There we go. So again, looks a little bit better because we've now got the little railings going up. And now we need to make fences. Stone brick fence. 10 of them. Okay, right, so we need some windows, so a door, stone brick door frame, and the reinforced door that goes with it, and frame. So 6, there's the door frame, again looking a bit better than previous tier. Let's put it in that way. And 5. There we go. Right, let's head downstairs. offload our stuff. Oh, you're full. There you go. You can see that's the start of the upgrade. We'll off camera I'll do the other sides and the top and the edges down the stairs, but we've now got a much higher tier of building that'll be able to withstand anything that was attacking a purge at this area. But also we could improve that. So we go to down there. Search. Yeah, so we can make palisades. So we can make barriers, both simple and wall palisades, and we can put them right along the edge here, along the edge here, and then it's just basically a wall of spikes, and anything that tries to hit it will basically kill themselves on it. I'm not a huge fan of them because they're pretty ugly looking, and they do get broken pretty quickly because as the palisade damage the NPC, it also gets damaged itself, so it will break relatively easily. But I'm not a great fan of it. If you've got like a castle, you can also have what are they called? There we go. Siege cauldrons. So you've got fill them up with tar, and then you can pour the tar down on, like directly down on people who are attacking below you. Also not a great fan of them because you really have to make some sort of like murder hole to funnel the NPCs into that spot on area, and then you can pour that down and get them. But this is not a suitable design because we've got the sloped walls. We have got nothing we can pour down on something, but the spikes of the walls will stop them climbing up here. But what we are going to do is the next level of defense is we're going to get more fighter thralls. So I think the number one way of defending against a purge is to have a group of fighters around your building set on guard area, and they will help you and your own thrall that you control to fight off the oncoming hordes. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves a better thrall. So Senk was she was a performer, but she is a named tier 4 thrall from down Noob River area, but she's going to be pretty insignificant against some of the guys that you get up at this part of the map, who in turn will be pretty insignificant against people you get up in the north of the map. But you have to slowly upgrade. Like, we can't take Senk right up to the north to try and get one of the named thralls from up there, because they will just kill her because they're so tough. So we have to slowly upgrade our thralls and get tougher thralls and use each one of them to get the next level higher. So strangely, the next level thrall I like to get is one that it's called a Relic Hunter Slave Taker 3. And there are a few areas on the map around, so Sepamaru being the city of the Relic Hunters, so around Sepamaru there are various spawn points for Slave Taker 3s. But in single player, they aren't all there. So there's a group around here somewhere that there is like a couple, like 2 or 3. Usually like you get like an armorer or something along with a slave taker. There's a one actually just right across that bridge. That bridge goes across over there, and at the other side of there's a group there that I usually try and get a slave taker 3 from. But they're not there in single player are. They are if you play online on a server. They're all there then, but not in single player. So the only group, well maybe there's 2 groups maybe, is over here there is a little like peninsula, and there are 4 relic hunters all gathered together there, and then further up here there's another group of I think 4 as well. But you basically have to fight 4 pretty tough thralls in order to get the one that you want. So they are actually the same level and the same stats as just any Fighter 3 from inside Seppa Maru. So we're going to just try and get a fighter 3 from inside Seppa Maru. But before we do that, we're going to have a go at getting Szeth's Truncheon, sorry. So I'm going to change out, I'm going to drop off some more stuff in here. I'm going to take the heavier armor because we're going to go in for a bit of a harder fight. So I'll put the medium armor on and then drop this off in the box. We'll just drop that as well. We'll put that back down there. We won't need, I might need that. Let's take that. Won't need that or that. Okay. Right, and Szeth's got plenty of food to heal with. So follow me, make sure you're on guard me so she doesn't go crazy. And we're going to run into Seppa Maru. And we're going to go into the Wine Cellar dungeon, which is a pretty high level dungeon, but the first boss of the dungeon, who's Szeth the Drunk, he has a chance, and it is only a chance, to drop Szeth's Truncheon, which is one of the best, if not the best, knockout truncheons in the game. I do have a video on my channel all about this, so I will link it below. But this is a pretty recognisable tavern in Seppa Maru, because inside it is Conan. And you can speak to him and he'll tell you some story. But on the bench here, there is a book. By the gods, what was I thinking? I locked Szeth the Drunk in the wine cellar. That's where he'll drink. All the drinks are. I'm ruined. So we go round the back. There is this door, which actually says return to the surface, but we're on the surface, so it actually takes you into the wine cellar. So we'll get you close and then we'll head in. Okay, we're in the wine cellar, and Szeth did teleport in, so that's good. And there is Szeth the Drunk. So he does a lot of damage, which is why I've put on a bit tougher armor, and we're just going to kill him. You see, he's actually got his truncheon in his hand there. So I'm just going to block until Szeth gets the aggro. Still coming after me. Good sec. Missed. Stamina up. Come on, Szeth, you can do it. There you go, he's down. Right, did he drop it? No, he didn't drop it. Right, on a standard server, you have to leave the dungeon and wait 15 minutes for him to respawn. But on a single player game, you can just go out and come straight back in again. Okay, we're back in, and Szeth's here as well. And Szeth has respawned. So we can just farm him until he eventually drops it. And there it is. So that was pretty good. That was only the second time, and we got Szeth's Truncheon. Yeah, we'll take that as well. Right, so now we can leave. Okay, so that's a bonus. So what we need to do now is I need to set up a temporary Wheel of Pain. We're not quite ready to set up a proper taming station yet, but we'll need just a single one will do. So we head up. What do we need for a lesser Wheel of Pain again? 50 iron bars, so 200 stone, 200 wood, so we probably have turned all our stone and wood into... In fact, there might be a bunch on Darth Maul here, after destroying the building pieces. What have you got? Right, so we've got enough stone, we just need to get some wood. Was it? It was 200 wood as well. There we go. That's enough. Give me that stone and that wood. Head in here. Come downstairs. There should be twine over here. Is it 20? Ooh, it's starting to get heavy now. And there'll be iron in the furnace. 50. Oh, it's 50 twine. My God. So another 30. Lesser Wheel of Pain. Oh. Right, let's get that set up. Will it fit in here? So we just have to spin it round. Looks like there should be space in there. Oh, there it was. Oh, no, not enough. There it goes. That'll do. Right. So something else new we've got to speak to is the Tinkerer's Bench. So if we go into our feats and go into weapons and go down to the bottom somewhere. Oh, is it not under weapons? Oh, there it is. Weaponsmith. So you get these different attachments that you can add to your weapons. There's a similar armorsmith one that gives you stuff that you can put to your armor. So simple weapon damage kit, increase the damage of your weapon. Upgrade kit makes your tools more efficient. Blunt weapon fitting, a blunt fitting that can be applied to weapon to increase concussive damage. Reinforcement kit to make your tools more durable. Pairing kit to make them lighter. And then the Tinkerer's Bench where you make all this stuff. So if we learn that, can we learn the next one as well? We can. We need level 39 for that. We're currently 40, which is exactly the same thing, but just better versions of them. Unlock that. Right, let's put the Tinkerer's Bench. We need to craft one first. And that needs 25 iron bars and 100 wood. Let's drop that stone off in there. And 25 iron bars. We'll just stick it over here for the moment. And of course it's dark. Okay, so we'll wait until morning again. Good morning, we're back again. Right, so we've now got the Tinkerer's Bench. Just probably set 90 degrees the wrong way, but never mind. And in there we can craft the various upgrades that we want. So we can upgrade our weapons, but what we're interested in is putting a blunt weapon fitting on Szeth's Truncheon to make it even better than what it is. And that requires 10 steel bars. So I think we should have 10 steel bars in here. And while we're at it, I'm going to craft myself a better... Oh, stop punching stuff. A better knockout weapon, and that is a blunted javelin. So I think they're under weapons. So I forgot about this. I used to use this all the time, but once I discovered Szeth's Truncheon, and you can get one of them relatively quickly, I've kind of forgotten all about one. But they're a really good weapon to use. If I could find which category it's under. There it is. Blunted javelin. So we need learn skirmisher, and then we can learn blunted javelin. So it's learned at level 21. What's it need? It only needs 2 iron bars. Well, okay, because we're on an improved workstation, it'll be slightly less than on a normal bench. But 2 iron bars and 3 sticks to craft one. I don't think you can add an upgrade kit to that. Let's have a look. Has he made one? Yeah, so it can't be modified. But we take that and we can modify Szeth's Truncheon. There we go. We've got a journey step for modifying the weapon, and then we can give her the Truncheon, and she'll be able to knock things out much quicker now. But we've got this, so you can use it with your shield, and you can hold your shield up and bang, and knock people out with that. If you right click, it will throw it, but if you throw it, you don't get it back. So you never give one of them to a Thrall, because the Thrall's AI will throw it, and then they have nothing in their hands at all, but you can use it and give them the Truncheon, so you can help knock them out with the blunted javelin. It's a very good knockout weapon for early on. Eventually we'll just farm Szeth's dungeon a few times, the Wine Cellar dungeon, and farm and get Szeth's Truncheon, and we'll get one as well, and we'll have one each, but at the moment this will do us. Right, so now we need to go looking for a Fighter 3, and a Fighter 3 that's hopefully on their own, and we need to put... Don't have to fight everybody in the city, we just have to get that Fighter 3 knocked out and then grab them and run. May as well grab some water while we're here. I'm going to eat some food, just to get my food up as well. There we go. Get out of the way. Right, let's go hunting and see what we can find. So there's a Fighter 2, there's a Fighter 1, Fighter 1, Archer 2, Bearer 2. That area there, that's all the plunderers and thugs and the bad, that's the aggressive area there. So we'll keep away from there. There's more over there. Those guys that are like wearing the medium armor, same as what I'm wearing, they're all bad guys. These guys with the Relic Hunter armor on there. There we go, Fighter 3. Right, you. Take that. See if we can get you without pulling the whole city. So far, so good. So again, you can see the grey bar above his head, and you can see how quick it's going down. There's something else. Pull them as well. Let's see if we can get down quick. Oh, we've pulled him. But he's down. Right. 1 second, just knock him out just so we can get away. There's a one. We'll go down in seconds. Oh, there we go. Right, 6. Get a rope. Grab him. And we can just go straight through this way. And weirdly, when you drag a relic hunter through the city, nobody seems to be too bothered about it at all. You would think that they would go, "Oi, wait, what are you doing?" There's our base. Oh, the bottom half really does blend into the background a bit more now. It's a paler colour stone than the oranger stone. Alright, take them up here. Stick them in the wheel. Oh, and before we do anything else, one of the thralls that we knocked out down in Sepamaru is Sir Bowen, the Taskmaster. So let's put the Taskmaster on the wheel. There he is. And that'll tame him up a bit quicker. We need to borrow some of your gruel. I'll go and make some more. But this will get you start. Oh, no, not that weapon. That gruel there. And go play. Right. Now we just have to wait for him to be tamed. So I will see you when he's done. Welcome back. Okay, as you can see, the Wheel of Pain has now stopped moving, which means the fighter is done. So if we put him down on our slot, so let's have a look. Senk is level 12 and she's managed to level up from 2000 and something HP to 3300. If we put this guy down, you can see that again he's lost all his armour, so he's just got basic cloth armour, but he does have the weapon that he had before, which is a Kopesh, but he starts at level 0 with 3428 HP. Let's have a look at his stats. Okay, so he has 0 strength, he's got very little vitality, and he's got a 65% chance to get vitality up and a 45% chance to get strength up. Okay, so I guess we want to try and boost his strength up. Could be doing with some more levels and vitality as well, like just to get his health up. So he's got more HPs when we take on the next level Thrall. But let's start with strength. So for strength we need to give him gruel, but we need to give him armour. And again, we could give him the heavy armour that Senk's got, but we should now be able to, yeah, we've got high enough level, we can get Nordheimer armour. So we're level 40 now. And Nordheimer has a light settler set, a medium fur set, and a heavy, well, it's just called Vanir Heavy. And just to do a bit of a comparison, the standard heavy armor has 112 armor on it. The where is it? Armor Vanir. Let's unlock it. The Vanir heavy chest has got 176, so it's got much more armor just for that one piece, and then combine that all together. So let's go downstairs and have a look and see what we need to craft it. So we'll need heavy paddings to start with. So we'll need 5 of them. And then here's the heavy set here. We need steel bars. Steel bars, steel bars. Okay, so just heavy padding and steel bars. So let's grab all our steel out here. Hopefully that's going to be enough. Right, so Vanir heavy. We need a helmet. A chest piece, leg piece, gloves, feet. I think there's a journey step if we put some of this on. Yes, equip a Nordheimer set. So we'll put one piece on and then we'll take it back off again. There we go. Right, upstairs, find our guy. It's a heavy piece of armour, but that doesn't have any bearing on Thralls whatsoever. Right, so I'll give you your headpiece, chest piece, and boots. So already with the agility that he's got 682 armour, you've got 520, so right. You can go stand over here, and you might end up going back to your primary role of being an entertainer. Right, now we need to get him a better weapon. So let's have a look at our feats, weapons. Let's go for the two-handers. What can we make? Two-handed iron, two-handed steel. Where's the ancient? Ancient is level 42, so we've got one more level to go. Okay, I'm going to wait a level and then I'm going to craft that. But what we'll do is we'll take the... Oh, we don't have enough. Yeah, we'll get two. Okay, right. We won't bother about that at the moment. We'll look at getting some more. Go take your steel sword off you, and we'll take your gruel off you as well because you don't need that anymore. We'll just drop that. Okay. You drop your. I won't drop your Kopesh, we'll keep a hold of that because I'll do something with that next episode. Right, so we're going to do some leveling for you. Guard me, follow. It's another good reason for being in this location up here because there's some nice creatures just to start off the leveling process on. Just sitting here. $3,600. And we'll probably do some skinning while we're here. Get you. And these things that run away, they're so skittish. As soon as you get one hit, they'll run. There's that corpse. Some shellbacks all around this lake. Almost there. Does need to build his strength up. Should take them out easy. Got there. So didn't get a health in that one. Strength's going up to 2 though. Shield up.
Like the Conan exile, my bite is death.
Right, I'm just going to go around leveling this guy up a little bit, and I'll meet you back at base. Welcome back, everybody. Okay, so I've done a little couple of laps killing some shellbacks and whatnot, and he's now up to level 5. and he's currently got a health of 3,772, and his strength is now up to 8. So I've now changed his food to vitality food to give him. He's got enough decent level of strength. So I'm just trying to boost his HPs a bit now. So moved him onto the cooked steak to get his vitality up a little bit. And then we'll be able to use him to go and get the next level of Thrall and start our defense of our pyramid. So in this episode, we've upgraded the bottom tier from tier 1 to tier 2, which will be enough to protect it from any purge in this area. Off camera, I'll work on doing the rest of the interior and exterior of the base. I showed you the changes I made inside to allow us to get the stability up at the top. And we've got the thralls that we tamed from down in Noob River. We've got them up here now, ready to start helping our production. And so that's us for this episode. We've explained the purge. We're still quite a while away from the actual purge meter hitting the line, but you have to prepare for it, so it's going to take a while, and the crafting that's involved in upgrading the base will increase the purge meter itself. And equally, we have to start getting a team of guards to guard the base, and we'll assign them round the bottom of the base, so when the purge does come, they'll help fight us off. But that's all for this episode. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you liked the episode, and if you did, please hit a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.